Discussion I don't think anybody's happy to be having. Do you think Alfredsson will re-sign with the Ottawa Senators? Email ottawa.morning@ctv.ca. We want to know your thoughts about this. Twitter @CTV Morning Live or Facebook CTV Ottawa Morning Live. Share your thoughts. There's no wrong answers with this, obviously. It's just your opinion. Do you think that's what's going to happen? Because it was just a couple of days ago we heard, yes, he's going. Daniel Alfredsson's planning on returning for another season, and we were all like, great. The elder statesman senator is going to be here.
And not necessarily the case. And we were talking about that. Terry Marcotte joining us from CTV News, Steve Lloyd up from the Team 1200. You were saying that it didn't really cross your mind that it wouldn't be really here in Ottawa until maybe a couple of days ago.
Yeah, when the announcement was made that he was coming back, there was an assumption he was going to be back playing with the Ottawa Senators. And here we are, free agency just a few hours away, and he's still out there.
Troubling.
And he was up until like 3 o'clock in the morning talking with his wife in Sweden last night. So you're not staying up thinking, yeah, we're definitely coming back to Ottawa. So let's just talk about that.
You put that to bed and go to sleep at your normal time. So they're obviously really talking about it. And one of the big teams that are after him is Boston, right?
And Boston seems a pretty good fit for Daniel Alfredsson. You've got Peter Chiarelli, the general manager there, an Ottawa guy, former assistant GM. Zdeno Chara, Chris Kelly. You've got a good Ottawa connection. He would be very comfortable there. But the thing about Daniel Alfredsson, I mean, we forgot, he wants to win a Stanley Cup. I mean, that's the missing piece in his resume right now. He wants to win a Stanley Cup, and you look at it, Boston is probably a more likely.
From the day you put skates on as a hockey player. So it's all you think about is you progress as an elite hockey player, right?
But I don't know if it's a slam dunk that Boston's a better chance to win a Stanley Cup or even get back to a final. Ever since the Stanley Cup has been awarded in the month of June, we're going back 20 years, I think it's 4 teams have gone back-to-back to the final. It is tough. Yeah. I mean, Patrice Bergeron's got a punctured lung and broken ribs and torn rib cartilage. The guys get dinged up. It is so tough. So just by the sheer numbers of it, I would bet against Boston going back to a Stanley Cup final just because they just came from one. But you never know.
A lot of people saying that Alfredsson has been underpaid his whole career. He deserves a good chunk for this final season.
I don't know. I don't totally buy into that. Daniel Alfredsson lost a lot during the last lockout in 04-05. As the 24% rollback really hurt him. He had just signed a lucrative contract. He got dinged big time. But then he signed another deal, and everybody keeps talking about he only, quote-unquote, only made $1 million last year in real money. His cap hit was much higher. But you know what? It was designed that way. His agent, J.P. Barry's not a dumb guy. He knew the lockout was coming. That was lockout protection. He got all his money in his contract. The figure was agreed upon, and he got paid in the years before that. And the last year was lockout protection.
But still, the body of you look at the money that guys are getting right now. Alfredsson was making a lot less.
Well, yeah, if you want to be a hired gun and go on the market and travel around, yeah, you can do that.
But he has overexceeded what people expected from a guy in his 35 to 40 range. I mean, he's...
yeah, okay, yeah. Sure, yeah.
So he's one of the many players. I mean, it's a big impact for us here in the city, but there are NHL fans around the league that are watching a lot of the other signings that could be happening. What are your thoughts? I'm going to list a couple of these players. We're looking at Jerome McGinley, Danny Briere right now. Want to hit on either one of those two?
Well, Briere signed in Montreal, 2-year deal, $8 million, $4 million per. So that's going to be interesting because he thumbed his nose at Montreal a few years ago, and ever since he was with the Flyers, he got booed every time he went into that rink.
He'll be a good fit, though. Yeah. He's a French-Canadian guy and
good Gatineau guy.
Good Gatineau guy, and he plays hard. They'll like him in Montreal.
Yeah. If you're scoring goals, it's funny how people will switch their opinion of you when you're doing it for that team, right?
Yeah.
What about McGinley?
Nothing left in the tank.
I don't think he's a player he was, but you know what? I think it's tough to judge any player in a shortened season. 48-game season, veteran guy coming in. I think he's got a little bit left. Somebody's going to overpay him, though. That's the thing. He's not going to live up to whatever he gets, but that's the nature of free agency.
How hard is it when you know this, when the people are saying he's overpaid prior to the fact you've even laced up for a team?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
All right, Ilya Bryzgalov.
He needs to go to a market where nobody cares about hockey. He needs to go back. He needs to go back to a Phoenix situation. He did not really flourish in Philadelphia, where the media is crushing and the fan base and everything that goes along with that. He's a talented guy, but he needs to get out of the limelight.
Yeah, he'd be good somewhere where people don't care.
Okay. What about Clarkson?
Be great here.
Yeah.
He'd be
great. That's what people are saying.
He was in Edmonton yesterday visiting, day before he was here in Ottawa. Brian Murray said yesterday it's 5 or 6 teams he's down to. But the interesting part is, when I had Paul McLean on the show yesterday, he said that David Clarkson wanted to come to Ottawa for the visit. Like, I guess they showed interest, and he's the one, you know what, I'd like to come see you. So
Okay.
that's a great sign just for anybody wanting to come play for the Senators. So
It's true for hockey players as it is for any professional. This is a great city to live in.
Absolutely. Especially if you got a young family. The rink's out there. Like, there are guys that live near Scotiabank. Oh, sorry, Canadian Tire Center.
Yes.
They live near there. They don't hit a traffic light to go to work.
Exactly. It's brilliant.
And Clarkson brings it back to Alfredson too, because one of the things Alfredson has been after, his agent has been talking to Brian Murray, asking, what are you going to do to improve the team to give Daniel Alfredson a chance to win a Stanley Cup? So David Clarkson is an important piece, both for the team and for getting Alfredson back.
Okay, can I ask you, I can't believe we're still saying his name, Jaromir Jagr.
Ooh, that's a guy people said was going to be had no gas left in the tank, and he did all right.
Well, Boston's pretty much on the record. If they don't get Alfredson, they're going to circle back to Jagr. That's the thinking. They might go back to him. He wants to play. He wants to keep playing. He's not saying he's done, so he'll sign somewhere.
Yeah, he's a great hockey player, and he's in great shape.
Yep.
I mean,
And he's adjusted his game too, right? Mm-hmm. In his age, older
Yeah, he
years.
doesn't have
gotten a lot
the quick
slower.
step anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
But he can still be great in the half wall in the power play, be a leader.
Very nice. And another name that comes up, Nathan Horton.
Well, that's interesting, Terry, because he's going to need shoulder surgery, so he's not going to be available to play till January, likely. So he's waiting to sign with the team, and then their doctors will set him up and he'll have the surgery. So whenever you're going to sign Horton, but he's not going to play for you for probably 6 months.
Does that save you money as a team?
No, no.
Not in this day and
you still
age,
got to
huh?
pay the guy, but yeah, he had a great playoff, but you just wonder how great he's going to be when he's not insulated with all the great players he had in Boston.
I think it's safe to assume that Team 1200 will have coverage
Absolutely, we got
throughout.
we're picking up TSN at noon, and then myself and AJ Jackie back at 3.
Okay.
And then we'll check you out at 6 o'clock, 6 TV News. You'll have the whole rundown for us.
have the rundown tonight
With
Good.
pictures and everything.
with pictures.
If anything happens with Alfie, we'll break into before 3.
Yeah,
Good. Okay. Excellent.
absolutely. It's a hot topic here in the city, that's for sure.